What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? In this video, I'm going to be going over what exactly is a data wick, which in my opinion is one of the strongest, most highest probability highs and lows to be hit in the market. If you could tell your uncle who invests in stocks that doesn't know anything about day trading, oh, this high is going to hit, and then he watched in a live time, I'm pretty sure he'd be amazed. My uncle, he invests, and I told him one time, like, yo, look at this high. We're going to go hit it. And we hit it. And he's like, how do you know that? Well, I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to explain why it happened. So without further ado, let's get in the video. And hopefully you can impress some people by knowing this. So I've made videos on this before. And if you want to research more, just type in my YouTube name, then One Setup for Life. But all a data wick is it's a high or this is the first step. Okay, not a lot of people understand this. It's a little abnormal wick, like a not normal wick. And it's off the candle at 8:30 open, 8:30 red folder news. So in order to find something like this, the first step, okay, is actually going on Forex Factory, FxReplay.com, okay, and on ForexFactory.com, all right, you need to look for red folder news event, okay, USD. So we're on a USD red folder news event. Let's uncheck these. Only red folder news. Usually the 8:30 ones are the best, but if we ever get like a 1 minute wick that looks not normal off of one of these red folder news events, that is a very high probability magnet, which we'll always usually go back to. And I backtested this as about 90% of the time in the same day they go back to it. So let's say this candle formed at 8:30. Okay, it was off of some news folder event, okay? And we left this up here. What I'd be looking for is I'd be looking for price to come somewhere down here and then refill it later. Now, let's say this is at 8:31. It says 8:31 candle. It does not count. It needs to be at the 8:30 and it needs to be in the 1 minute time frame. That's the only thing that I use. Okay, and it needs to have like a good wick. Let me show you. So let me just show you. And this is not going to be a long video. This is very easy to understand. Let me show you an example of a data wick, and let me show you an example of a non-data wick. A non-data wick, okay, make sure you're paying attention, would be, if I go to the 1 minute chart from today, which you can see today, we had red folder news, we had PPI at 8:30 a.m. and unemployment claims, okay, 8:30, ready? This is the 8:30 candle right here, okay? But is there any abnormal wick? Well, yeah, there is here, but it got taken. So now it's not, we lost the magnet. It's not going to be a magnet anymore. A lot of people think that, oh, this is going to be a data high, but this is not an abnormal wick, and it's not even a swing high. It has to be a swing high. So it has to be a swing high, which means it has to have that high, higher high right here, and then a lower high. But this actually only has a high, lower high, and then a lower high. So this will not be a swing high because it's not swing high. And that's the first step. So it has to be off of 8:30 red folder news at 1 minute chart. And it has to have a good abnormal, like a not normal, something you can see if you're standing away from a screen 10 feet. That's what I tell people. If you're standing, if I'm way back here, right, way back here, and I can see that wick, it's probably obvious or it's probably significant, okay? Now, let me show you an example of a good one, okay? A good one would be from yesterday, right here. Okay, I'm not sure what date this video is going to be uploaded, which, by the way, make sure to leave a like in this video. I really, really would appreciate it. It's free. Please just leave a like. Again, it's a literal wick. It doesn't look that normal. It kind of takes out a decent amount of liquidity. So it's bigger than all the previous wicks. See how this previous wick we got here, 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 here. It's bigger than every single one of those wicks. So it's definitely abnormal. And that's what I try to go for. Okay, and that's where my One Setup for Life I teach on my YouTube comes into play, where I'm shorting this for value gap, whatever, assuming buy side got taken, which this one buy side did not get taken, so I did not take this one. But this is the play that I like to go for. And let's say, and this is where you could be like, oh, CPI just pumped. Then you could tell your uncle who has no idea what he's doing, Look at this low CPI left. I bet you're going to go back to it. And he's going to be like, oh, no, but the CPI numbers were bullish. We're going to go up. Nope. Not when we leave a data low. Typically, we will run these, okay? So these are the strongest strong liquidities in the market. Make sure you're looking for those abnormal wicks on red folder news events. Most times it does form at 8:30, occasionally 10 a.m. And make sure they're not taken out, okay? For example, if we created this and then it went down like this and then took it out, then went back up, then I don't think price would ever went back down. But because we leave it here, price went up, right? Now you can see, look at this. We actually form a wick to both sides. See this? And that's where you typically want to wait for one side to hit, and then you look for the setup. So you just kind of wait, and then one side hits here, and then that's where you hunt for the short setup, right? You hunt for the market structure shift. You hunt for that market structure break, whatever ICT teaches, whatever I teach, and that's where you go for the opposite wick, okay? So that, to me, is the strongest draw in the market besides equal highs and equal lows. And yeah, that's really going to be it for this video. Something you could try doing is buy a 50K Apex account, obviously using code Dodgy. If there's like 40, they're like $37 right now for a $50,000 account. And try only waiting for setups with data wicks. I bet you pass the account pretty easily. And only wait for inversion for value gaps with data wicks. And it might take a couple tries. And don't take partials. Don't do anything. Just TP, stop loss, hold the data wick. I bet you after a few months, I bet you that's pretty profitable. This is probably the best setup in the market, in my opinion. Okay, and if you want to learn more about it, just obviously type in my YouTube name, then go to One Setup for Life. It's the same thing that I teach all the time. So that's going to be it for today. I'll see you guys in the future. And thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like. Peace out.